It is officially Carlos Prates fight week. Very much looking forward to seeing Carlos Prates back in the Octagon. He will match up against Ian Garry this Saturday. I think it's a very intriguing matchup. As far as in the striking, I have a feeling that Carlos Prates can and will KO Ian Garry, but we're going to have to see, because a lot of the advantages are going to go for Ian Garry. Ian Garry's a bit younger. He's also faced way higher level of competition. That's also a thing too. And he's also went to the distance and also fought a 5-rounder with the most dangerous prospect, Shavkat Rakhmonov. So we can't shake that off lightly, regardless of how he performed against set opponents, even though he took a loss against Shavkat. Did make him look human, almost got a choke on him. So we can't shake that off in this matchup, but we're going to have to wait and see. Which is the best part about the sport. Anything can happen at any given time. As far as in the clinch, I don't think that's a smart thing for Ian Garry to do. If Ian Garry tries to do that, I feel like, Prates can definitely hurt him in the clinch. He has devastating body knees. We've seen him finish one of Bilal Muhammad's teammates with a body knee. Just one singular, precise one. He's also coming out of the Fighting Nerds gym. The main four, Carlos Prates, Rufi, Silva, and Kyle Barrio are still undefeated. That's the main core of the group that pretty much kind of founded and made this team what it is today. So we're not going to count other people that kind of joined after they had massive success. But for the most part, definitely probably trying to chop the legs of Ian Garry, because Ian Garry does like to circle, use his footwork, and be very tactical. So if you could take some of that footwork away and make him an easier target to track down, I think he'll have way more success in the fight. But it's kind of hard because I could see Ian Garry winning like a decision, using his grappling early on to tire out Carlos Prates. Then I also see Prates like landing one clean shot in the first round and knocking him out. These are my favorite type of fights because I honestly don't know what to expect. So those be the best fights, in my opinion. Of course, let me know what you guys think in this matchup. Who you got winning? How are they winning? And if you agree with my take or not. I'm not MMA analysis channel or anything like that, but I am a seasoned MMA fan. Well, mainly UFC. I tried out these other organizations. I can't watch them, so I stick with the UFC. But can't wait to see this fight. I wish I could just skip to Saturday right now. It's a great card from top to bottom. As far as in the main card, prelims, I usually don't watch prelims on a fight night card. But yeah, the devastating power of Prates is just brutal. They both faced Neil Magny, and Ian Garry wasn't able to finish Neil Magny. Some people said it's because, Ian Garry's on a plant-based diet, so, he's not getting a lot of the necessary nutrients to recover fully, and he's kind of deteriorating himself and selling himself short as far as in his performance because of what he eats or what he doesn't eat. So we'll see if that takes effect against Prates. And we saw what he did to Neil Magny. Prates knocked him out with a grazing cross, I believe. He threw a cross, it grazed the top of his temple, knocked him out. It was insane because when I was watching it, I didn't see what happened. I was like, did he throw a knee? I'm like, what did he hit him with? He just threw something so fast I didn't even see it. So, that's the dangerous part. On to the next fight. But that's what makes it so dangerous. Is it's like one shot. You could be 4 rounds in, doing everything perfectly. You got him tired out a little bit. You've grappled him. You put him in bad spots. You pretty much got a guaranteed decision win if you make it to the judges' scorecards, and he can crack you one cross and you're going to sleep. But level of competition does have a factor in it as well because besides Neil Magny, that's all he's. His notable wins. Li Ji Lang, he's a known name, but I wouldn't say that's a top 15 guy. He might have been at one point, but compared to what Ian Garry's faced, it's just night and day. The Shavkat, also Neil Magny too, and Jeff Neal. He was supposed to face Jeff Neal at UFC 314, but unfortunately he had to pull out because Jeff Neal was sick. Or something like that happened, probably a bad weight cut, and we didn't get to see him. But I think it was well worth it because this matchup is way more intriguing because I saw him beating Neil relatively easier compared to Garry, because Garry offers a lot of different, ways to winning. He could point fight you, kickboxing, and he also has really good grappling. He almost choked out Shavkat. He almost choked out MVP as well. And he's able to win with pretty much any style, so that's what makes him more dangerous. But the Fighting Nerds Gym, they prepare very well, so I'm sure they were watching how he was getting MVP down to the ground. Same thing with Shavkat, and I'm pretty sure they're ready for any clinch engagements. And like I said, with the Muay Thai experience of Carlos Prates and some of the finishes we've seen him get with, body knees and what happens when you engage up close, I'm not sure if that's going to be a plan for Garry. So we're going to have to wait and see. But if he does do that, I believe, Prates has the advantage there, has the advantage on the power, the speed. I believe he's better with boxing, but I think Ian Garry's better with his kicking variety. As far as in, using his low kicks, his body kicks, and his head kicks. He does have a head kick KO on Daniel Rodriguez. But yeah, we're just taking our time right here. He ends up backing out. But it's very fun using Prates in UFC 5 because, he has all the power. He has, everything I would want in a fighter. I'm very tall and long for that division. I have a lot of power. I have great teeps, great kicking ability, and powerful hands, because this game's damage is not the greatest, and I'm not really having too much fun using people that don't have power because it takes an absurd amount of knockouts, or knockdowns, I should say, to finish your opponent. It's very unrealistic. I could counter this Usman with, Leon multiple times. He can get knocked down, 4 times in a round, and I still won't be able to flash KO him. I just hate being forced to have to, ground and pound somebody. It's just unrealistic. Stuff like this where people are just whiffing kicks, cracking them with 98 power. So that's why I just rather use people with power, at least a 95 rating power, at the very least. I like to use all my tools. We got a 4-star teep, 5-star body knee. I was using some of those in the video. If you're wondering what happened there, I was trying to block counter, but I guess it just stunned through my block. They call those hit stuns. Sometimes if they're wailing on your block, they can hit stun you through your guard and you can't really move or really do anything for a moment. That's fine. We're not really in any danger here. He's just kind of being very reckless. I would consider him a white belt as far as his skill level. But yeah, we're just devastating him right here. Making him shoot pinning takedowns now. His body is pretty much done up. His legs are pretty much gone. So most of his power is gone. It's going to be harder for him to get takedowns as well. That's why I like chopping the legs. Push him right here. I was trying to throw a teep, but he walked into a nice body knee. Knock him down against the fence. And he does back out. Hope you guys enjoyed the showcase of Carlos the Nightmare Prates. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Who you think's winning?